Go for it. welcome to the live stream. It's stupid late my time. I decided, you know what? Let's mix a project. I've been working on it's been taking me way too long. There's maybe like one song I did on the stream, but I'm just going for it. I decided, hey, I'm gonna work on this. I'm gonna do a short stream tonight, stupid late. Um, because I've been working on a ton of different things, just a ton of different stuff, and I think it's super important too. I think it's important to like document whatever you're doing because at this point, right? Um, if you're not constantly working on something, it just doesn't go anywhere. That's the harsh reality of it. Um, and this is gonna be mixing a project. I think once I show you guys what the project is, you'll be like, man, this is huge. I hope my computer doesn't explode. I gotta change my power settings real quick. But yeah, let's see. Let's see. I also changed some things. I decided to like. There we go. I decided to just do the low lighting, and I was surprised. It actually looks pretty decent. Like just not turning on my other lights and making it so vibrant, making it look like epic, like I'm locked in. Because I am. But I pray you guys are doing well. Still waiting for the chat. It says that there's a chat in here, but it's not showing for some reason. So I apologize if you guys are saying something right now. Let me know if you guys are able to hear me or able to see me. Everything's going smooth for you. Um, if God's been good, if it's been rough, whatever's going on, man. Is that better? Let me try here. That's a little better. It's because I'm supposed to be like right here. But that's just weird because it. Oh man, let me see. Oh man, there it goes. What's good? Welcome. Um, yeah, there it goes. It's finally showing the chat. I pray you're doing well. I'm going to go live on TikTok here in a second. Mixing a song. So let me go ahead. I'm just doing a couple things while this is all going on. Um, so I apologize if I don't respond right away. Appreciate everybody who's like tapped into my other stuff. I'm just trying something new, like I always am. Let me see. Well, at least I'm streaming at least close to once a week. Um, but this project that I've been working on, this is like the most personal project I've done. And I still am working on trying to change some things right now. I think that um, just trying new things is super important with whatever you do. And if you're not doing that, then, and you're not at least like improving, right? Um, you're never going to grow as a person. I think that that is probably the most important thing to know about trying new stuff is like you have to take what's working and you have to ultimately just keep tweaking it, keep editing it, keep trying new things because you just don't know what's going to work. You just have to figure out what is working and what isn't. And I apologize if I haven't started mixing yet. It's because I'm still like booting it up. I dual stream on TikTok when I usually stream on YouTube. So I want to thank everybody who's hopping in. And I'm about to show you on my screen right here. So this project, right? It's massive. It's actually over 100 tracks right now. And it's all one song. I still got to tweak a couple things. But I haven't gone through and actually mixed everything. So that's exactly what I'm kind of going for tonight is I'm going to work on mixing a little bit while I'm in here. So thank you all for your patience. Just trying to get everything booted up and set up and ready to go. And dang, I'm not gonna lie, the lighting makes it look super epic. There we go. Not as like blown out. There we go. Everything's working now. Come on. All right, share it. And appreciate it if you guys share this with people if you like it. That helps out a lot. But yeah, this project is freaking massive. I've done so this last part is going to be kind of like an interlude from the first part once it's actually blended in there. But I've got like a rough idea with some of the parts. I'm just curious if the computer's going to blow up in the process of mixing it. But yeah, if you see how many vocal takes I did, you got your lead vocal, you've got the low vocal, you've got your dubs, and then you've got two groups of highs. And then the intro of this is kind of like this is like kind of experimental. So, you know, just want to give this a try. This one. So I've got a good start of where this is, but just not finished whatsoever.
Wake me from the
Oh man, this computer already exploding.
constant nightmare. Wake me from the constant nightmare. Wake me from the constant nightmare. I've been so scared. Empty vessel, weight of my sin crushes my soul. Must be born again. Born again.
I love the harmonies on this part, but it's just got to be mixed.
So alone, I need a friend. I need a friend. I need Jesus. I need Jesus again and again, 'cause I'm alone.
So it all leads into like one continuous song. So the goal of tonight's session is to kind of like start mixing this because I think with songwriting, one of the biggest issues I see right now is people not making full projects anymore. They're like making stuff that appeals to algorithms, whether it's secular or Christian or whatever it might be. Like it's not about actually finishing a good idea or a good song. And for me, this one, the whole approach was kind of being like, all right, let's blend some of my favorite genres that I listen to on a very regular basis and like implement sound design. Let's implement just new ideas all together because I think that'll grow things. But the goal, I think right here, I want to see how far I can get into the mixing without the computer blowing up. So let me actually adjust the buffer real quick and see if it's going to completely ruin it. It just might. Hold on. Let me see. Settings, please. All right, good. Okay, cool. Audio settings are good. Probably not going to get as good of quality. We'll see. But I think that will be the right thing to do. Just letting you guys know, when you track, try to keep your buffer low. When you mix, up your buffer, but don't go too crazy high, because sometimes when you deal with that in your mix, you'll have issues. You'll have issues with just getting the quality that you're looking for, even if you have a ton of plugins on. But my goal right here, usually with the low end, right? The low vocals, which by the way, even though I have groups, I should be grouping everything. So it's good once you have enough vocals together to actually bus all of your vocals together in one bus. Because if you think about it, if you want everything going to the same place and you want it to be controlled, it's good to have everything bus together. So the idea, right, is usually with my lead vocal, if I get the sound that I want, which I feel like I like the lead vocal. I like where it's sitting right now before actually tweaking with the reverb and stuff like that. I think I'm going to stick with that. But when it comes to the other sounds, right? Like the lows, I only did one take, so I'm going to treat it individually. The dubs, I did two separate takes, and what you'll see here is I actually vocalized both of these. So there's a software called Vocaline Pro, if you've ever dealt with multiple takes, that allows you to like take the best out of your two takes and you align one with the other so that the phase is so close or so in the pocket that you got what you want. You got exactly what you're looking for.
Wake me from the constant nightmare.
Even though I recorded both vocals, they're two different takes. And one of them is actually the software will automatically time align and pitch align your vocals to the right spot. But that's the thing, is it has to be the same exact take. Has to be the same exact delivery, same exact take. If you don't do that, you'll actually have issues with the way that the software reacts. I will say it does bother me sometimes when I use it because it just likes to blow up on me. But it's good. I wish that they made it easier when you bounce the tracks when it comes to like time, like how long it takes to actually render it. But I don't get it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go through the vocal bus.
Wake me from the constant nightmare. Wake me from the constant nightmares. I've been so scared. Empty vessel, weight of my sin.
So that's the goal with this track, right? Not every track needs this many vocals. But this track, I wanted it to, because when you're hearing the beat, right? You're hearing everything. It's very... honestly think the snare should be.
Tonight.
Oh, you know what I didn't do? So I feel like the drums themselves sound good, but I've been feeling like the maybe the kick drum's a little too blown out and the snare is not actually hitting through the way I want it to.
I've been so scared. Empty vessel, weight of my sin crushes my soul. Must be born again. Born again.
So here's the thing. I already had this somewhat mixed when I started. Chris Pratt. No. What's good, y'all? But I hadn't actually finished the song. I went back and I was like, I showed this to somebody a while ago and they're like, dude, you need to add way more. Yeah, so this one's definitely more like it's a whole project, right? Just went back and like started adding dubs and adding a ton of extra stuff. But yeah, I'll play it from the top. I'll play everything from the top. It's kind of like this whole project, it blends between like rock, D&B, sound design, like experimental, hip hop. It's a bunch of different genres. But I'll show you this and I'll jump it into Alone too, because this all flows into one song. And this is a demo. I'm going to probably try and get as far as I can mixing wise in the next hour or two and then go to bed because it'll be 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wake me from the constant nightmare. Wake me from the constant nightmare. Wake me from the constant nightmare. I've been so scared. Empty vessel, weight of my sin crushes my soul. Must be born again. Born again. When I'm alone, so alone, I need a friend. I need a friend. I need Jesus. I need Jesus. Again and again.
And I'm going to let it play into...
'Cause I'm alone.
So some of these sections of the song, of this like record, are actually like prayers.
God, are you here with me?
I wonder if you hear my prayers. I don't think I've ever faced anything this difficult. If I ever saw my family again, would they ever forgive me? Would you ever forgive me? Thank you. These are the realities I have to face. I don't know what to do. And why I know you're here. But I feel so alone. I can't do this by myself. So it's like one continuous song. Like, that's kind of the goal. Because I don't think people make projects like that anymore. And I don't care about the whole algorithmic aspect of it. I feel like that has gotten so played out with music now that it's not, people aren't making good stuff anymore. Like, I feel like people are not actually diving deep into the things that we could really talk about as Christians, like as the experience of walking with Christ. And I think that's what makes these songs good, is it's not me being like, I'm this boastful, braggadocious person, because that's just not me. Right, and that's the thing, is this one, I probably made it, it's going to be about 15 minutes. And the whole point of it is kind of like how an old school record would be, is you could listen to it front to back and it would loop all the way back around and it would make sense. And the whole point of this record, it's called Alone, is sanctification and isolation. Like, my testimony was me losing everything and having nobody. Not a soul. All I had was Jesus. And the goal with this is to talk about that process. I think a lot more people than just me have experienced that feeling of being isolated in sanctification. Like, God has to literally strip you of everything and everyone so you can hear what is going on. And that you know that it's all you need. He's all you need. And the more other people get involved in that walk, the harder the process is, because it's easy to get lost in the vanity and the metrics, and I think the biggest struggle with it is that you lose honesty. Like, it's not even that you're not being a good Christian or not serving the Lord. You're just not being 100% forward coming with your prayers or the way that you feel. Yeah, and that's the main thing, is like this whole record is kind of talking about the different aspects of it. It like goes into, where it feels good, and then it feels like he's guiding your path, but then like, dude, there's, I'm going to play this other one that's in here. Bro, it feels like Batman Arkham Asylum. Like, that's the best way. This one right here. Yeah, Alone 4. This one's like very dark. It feels like the bottom. Darkness. It surrounds me. The weight of my transgression against you. No amount of tears that I could shed would ever help me understand the weight of my guilt and my shame. gone against you too many times. There are too many moments I feel like there's no redemption. Only the pain and the toil of now. I feel like that's why you isolated me. Just like everyone else. I feel abandoned. No answers. No options. Just this baggage that I carry. But I believe you're still there. In the quiet moments. How can I see the light? And then it goes right into the next song. But you see what I'm saying? Like, that's why I felt like this one was like Batman, bro. You like, it gives me Arkham Asylum vibes because it's just, that was that prayer, that feeling that I was experiencing. Because I was like, how do I take some of my favorite elements of music and combine it? Yeah, and I feel like there needs to, if there's anything to add to it, it'd be like a really deep, like cinematic rumbling sub where you just feel it and it's not really heard. It's almost like you're watching a movie. And that's kind of the goal with this record is I want you to feel all of the different aspects of being isolated in sanctification, because I think the beginning is kind of like the chaos of being alone. Like, I haven't put that into words, but ultimately it feels like the chaos of being alone. And you're like waking up every day isolated. And that's what's like, wake me from the constant nightmare. I've been so scared. And it just makes you draw closer to the Lord. Yeah, like the uncertainty of being alone, for sure. That's a big aspect of it. Oh yeah, I'm on Spotify. I go by Myron the Disciple, which is actually my other, I have a whole nother YouTube just dedicated to that. Um and actually none of the stuff is like this. But yeah, I would say it's like I'm telling a story of being alone in sanctification. And that was the goal with this project. And I've been sitting on this for like almost half a year. But I didn't I you know, I went back to it recently and I was like, "Oh, dude, I need to add all these dubs." Like, okay, so every song that I did, I only had one vocal. And I went back, in most songs I tracked about an additional 6 to 7 vocals. So my testimony of meeting Christ was I came down to Houston, Texas to work on this project with someone. I had created the idea of songwriter support, but it wasn't called songwriter support. It's called something else. I had my last little bit of money. I was living in Indiana. I put an ad out. I met with someone. She was trying to build a project in the music industry, and she was a former Disney actress. She was somebody who was already in the industry, but she was trying to get a songwriter to help her in the music industry. I ended up eventually moving to Houston because I was going through a lot and I wasn't making enough money where I was living. So I said, you know what, I'm going to take every last dollar and I'm going to go straight to Houston and start working. So I did, because I had a delivery job, and I still do. And it was one of the best decisions I made in my life. Now, I don't find Christ until after everything falls apart with them. Once I started working with them enough, even though I was doing things for free and working about 80 hours a week, just trying to rebuild my life, it just completely crumbled. And what made me come to Christ eventually was I lost my vehicle and I was living in this motel. And when I lost my vehicle, that was my only source of income. None of these jobs I'd been applying for had hit me back. Nothing had like finally started contacting me, right? And I was in New Age spirituality at this time. So I was believing I'm my own God, essentially. And it's the most like southern thing that made me like find my life to Christ. And I know it was him because I would always look at like I'd always look at license plates and stuff for the number 999 and 333 and 444 and all of that, right? And it just hit me like a freight train. I'm walking down the side of the road and this dude with a black lifted Ram, like people have tons of lifted trucks in Houston. So you just know it's like the standard. Guy had a vanity plate that was the verse. Actually, I think it was the Wounded Warrior Project one too. And it was like the one where it was the guy kneeling in front of like his fallen brothers, but it was the verse John 9:25. And I saw that, and mind you, my entire life I never cracked open a Bible. My family, we celebrated Christmas and Hanukkah, but we never really went to church. Mom's side was Jewish, dad's side was raised Catholic, but they never took me to church. Never did any of that. And I read that, and that verse specifically is when the blind man was being persecuted by the Pharisees after he was healed, and the Pharisees are asking him who healed you? And he told them it was Jesus, and they said, well, that man's a sinner. There's no way that he healed you. And the guy said, whether he's a sinner or no, I know not. What I know is now I was blind, but now I see. And that verse alone brought me to Christ, because at that time I was believing that I was my own God, and I was like looking for a sign, looking for a way out, and I wasn't praying. I didn't really know about prayer. My idea of praying was sitting there and meditating in the darkness of my mind. And like the crazy thing about this new age spirituality is they tell you to empty your mind. And the problem with that is when you completely empty your mind, something else can come in there, and it's not God. It's Lucifer, because he shows up as an angel of light and tries to convince you. Um so my coming to Christ wasn't somebody evangelizing to me. It wasn't a person. It was like basically somebody just driving by. And I knew it was him because after that, like, even though I went homeless, had to let go of literally everything that other than like my old laptop and a few things I could fit in my backpack and my guitar, um, within like the next day, surprisingly, in the first day of me actually losing a roof over my head, like homeless, maybe like $50 in cash to my name, uh, somebody picked me up off the street and I was living with them in a hotel for like a week. Yeah, I'm glad that I shared this because I think a lot of people don't realize like people don't recognize that Jesus saves you from yourself. Like that's the biggest thing out of my testimony is I think a lot of people think that they don't understand that yeah, you do need to do good works on this earth because God put you here to do that, but that's not the thing that saves you. It's Jesus. And when you accept him, he ultimately saves you from yourself, from you trying to be your own God. Cuz you're not perfect. Like nobody's perfect, and this illusion that you have of trying to make everything perfect um ultimately like destroys you in the end. But I think that yeah, and I think that that was the biggest thing is that he is close to the brokenhearted. And when what I learned, well, I think what to think about too is getting involved in your community and discipling people. Because I think therapy could be very helpful and important, right? But I think some people need discipleship. They need guidance. They need connectivity to Jesus because he's ultimately the one that heals you and saves you. Um, and when you stop making things about yourself and you make things more about God, I think people can learn from it. And that's kind of the goal with this project too, is like it's the what I've been thinking about with lyric writing is thinking about how David wrote the Psalms. Um in that everything that he wrote about was like his experience. You know? Like David really wrote about his and the other psalmists. They wrote about their trials and tribulations they were going through and giving praise to God through the process. So I think that's super important when you're going through this, right? Like you're going through sanctification, is that sometimes it's tough to recognize what what's driving you, and are you trying to save yourself or are you really trusting God through the process? Because that was basically my whole testimony, was learning that I couldn't do it by myself.
Wake me from the
Constant nightmare. Wake me from the constant nightmare.
I've been so scared. Empty vessel, weight of my sin crushes my soul. Must be born again.
So I'm wondering if I should actually put the EQ kind of last.
Must be born again. Born again.
Thank you, man. Thanks for hopping in.
But I'm alone.
I do kind of like how that sits with it. So I'm wondering too if each group, if I should do individual reverbs. So if you're looking at my tracks, I don't know if, okay, I forgot. I don't have everything pulled up. But on the bottom here, because I changed the layout recently, I actually have a parallel chain that's going on with the reverb and the echo. And it's like an audio effect rack. So they're not like put on the track. They're put in kind of like how you would do a return. Because I didn't want every song to have the same reverb and same delay. And like, look how many tracks. If you're looking off to the, man, that's the problem. I made it too small. But yeah, if you see how many tracks I have, it says it's about like it says 100, almost 120 tracks in this project, man. Thank you. Yeah, you know what I think it is? I think the problem is that Christian music has been boiled down to algorithms, and people do what works and what makes people feel good, but they don't really break the experimental mold. And I just want to thank everybody who's already like hopped into this stream. This was really cool because I'm not gonna lie, I've been kind of scared to share this project because I know some people probably think it would be buns, but I really enjoy it, and everybody I've showed them this so far, they've liked it. I felt like there's things that I wanted to change about it, but That's the real challenge with this is like I don't think people make full projects anymore. They make songs and then group them together and call that a project, which I don't think that's good. I think there needs to be more like just more full cohesive ideas, you know? So I don't think there's enough of that.
Wake me from the constant nightmare.
Because I think I've got the beat pretty much down to where I want it. Like, I think the. Yeah, I agree. I think that this like definitely fit. I would say Deftones is actually that's a good comparison. I do too, because it was like the goal was I actually picked like a drum and bass type beat, like this. And that's what's so crazy is if you hear the original drum beat, it's like it sounds good, right? But it just I needed that extra like. Hmm. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I did like a mixture because this distortion just adds something. I really like this distortion because it can get really crazy. Uh, and then I also did like a very hard drum compression, but I did it in parallel, like just real subtle. Then Black Box. This is such a good plugin, dude. This plugin, good on vocals, good on bass, good on just about every instrument. It's a saturator. It's actually great for mastering. You just don't want to do things too extreme. It can get really extreme, but I don't like driving it too extreme. I feel like there's use cases. I use Ableton Live 12. That's what I use. And then I think the thing that's really, now that I'm like actually listening to it and sitting down, I needed to tweak the multiband compression. Because like the goal with the multiband was like I was feeling like it sounds good. But after I've been listening to it, I'm like, what's been really kind of missing with it? And I think it was that. But then the funny thing was, is I was talking to somebody, and he was like, "Bro, Iron Man kit." I was like, "What are you talking about?" And so I blended this drum kit with this. And what's so wild is I took this drum loop exactly how it is, and I dumped it into this. So you could take really cheesy sounds and then layer them with really blown out sounds, and it just does it. It does it. Oh, and then I did even more. I did even more, bro. Tape saturation. Did the SSL drum plus compression. Then I used more of that VCA compression. like, but I think that that's the trick. Is oh wow, dude, I did so much on this. I totally forgot about it. So I did a lot of mid pulling, a lot of low. And then more transient shaping. Like I didn't even realize I was. But then what I finished it off with. Well, I mean, the trick is right in what you're doing. Like, do you understand what you're doing? Because there's two philosophies to it. You've got either less is more, and you're like, okay, this sounds good. And there's other times where sometimes you're like, this is the sound. What does it take to get it there? And then the final thing to make sure the peaks weren't too crazy is I did, oh, that helped too. But yeah, it definitely needed some of that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know what's funny? This is the same exact problem I've been having with this track, and I think I just figured it out. It was because I was doing, I wasn't doing the right things in all the right places. So sometimes you could have all the right things in all the right places, but because you didn't do the simple things like changing the levels or turning down certain things or going through and like tweaking different parts of the chain, you like lose out on it. Empty vessel, weight of my sin crushes my soul. Like this guitar, so I had Guitar Rig 5 for some reason. It's like not working on here. But what I think I'm going to do with this one, I think what I want it to do is I want more guitar. I want more like in your face guitar. So what I'm thinking, I'm curious if I actually go, because I don't know if you guys have used the Fairchild 670, but it's a really good peak limiter. It's actually designed for, it was originally designed for like vinyl lathe cutting. But this one setting is like super fast attack, super fast release. This might actually be the vibe with this. See, I can see why that gives you the Deftones vibes on this one for sure. Because when I wrote this guitar part, I was like, oh, this is so good. I love that part. I wonder... And then it really is. Yeah. Let me see. Hmm.
Must be born again. Born again.
See, that's the thing is I feel like I thought I had the beat right, but the more I'm like going through and just nitpicking a couple things, the more I'm like the beats just needs a little tweaking and then go back to the vocals. Because what I did is when I track these vocals, right, all these different parts, I like come up with an idea and then I track it as soon as possible. And one of the tricks, if you guys want to know a really good trick, um, build yourself when you go to track something, build yourself a rough template. As in, like, okay, for example, I'm gonna just slide over my screen right here. Um, where is it? So I go to my presets. Where is it? User library presets. I built this preset for just like a demo vocal chain, and you do it with like zero latency plugins. You just come up with, and same with your guitar, right? Like, now I just use one of the Universal Audio. I think it's either the Vox simulation, the Roby. I wish they updated it because, bro, it sounds so good and it reacts like the real amp, but it blows up your computer. But when I'm like about to track a vocal, even if you're like hearing a little bit of the room or whatever, it's literally just Ableton glue compressor. I use Waves Tune. I use the Ableton limiter. I use the Ableton EQ. I usually cut a little bit of the right at 100 hertz. You don't need the mud. Usually, like right around 200 hertz, do a dip that's anywhere between like 2 to 4 dB. Do a dip right around 1 to 2K, 2 to 4 dB, somewhere in there, and then high shelf right around 5K. Because this microphone doesn't have a ton of high end. It's not like literally everything you heard was tracked on this microphone. So a lot of people think that you need a good microphone, and what I will argue is you need a good take. Like all of the best records that have ever been produced, especially like vintage records, they were all recorded on a similar style microphone. This is like this is the SE Electronics V7. It's based it's a different capsule, different idea. You have to be more direct to get the sound that you want with it, but it's actually based on an SM58. And that microphone has been used in so many different records. So, if you ever think that you are limited to whatever you have, you're wrong. Like I've had so many people say, "Oh, I would finish this record if I had a ton of money." And my answer to you is, why do you tell yourself that? Like literally, why do you tell yourself that? That's the biggest lie that you could tell yourself. Because your music, right, can be finished right here. Use whatever you have. You can use BandLab, you can use Ableton, you can use Reaper. Some people get mad about Reaper, bro, but I'm going to tell you, as a guy who originally started a lot of my projects in the metal scene and like started producing metal, Reaper is the best free DAW. If you want anything that is similar to Pro Tools, you want anything that's similar to a regular DAW, Reaper is the best free DAW. I highly suggest it for anybody trying to learn. And I think I've been hearing more people are getting hip to it again. And it made me happy because, I mean, I'm an Ableton user through and through now. I love Ableton 12. There's so much you can do with MIDI. But Reaper, the reason why it's so good is that you can literally, if you're a Pro Tools guy, you can map all your macros the exact same. You can build custom mappings for Reaper. You can build custom templates and custom routing for the entire thing. It's like entirely programmable and it's free. It's open source. So you can load all your third-party VSTs. You can have unlimited tracks. It's got really good low latency recording. Like that was the first software I ever learned how to record in, and I still would use it to this day. Now, am I as comfortable with it as I used to be? No, but like I would totally use it again if I was put in a position where I couldn't get my copy of Ableton again. Yeah, I'd download Reaper. I would for sure use it. But I paid for this, so like I think I'm going to use it to its fullest capacity. And I've had people on my TikTok, on multiple channels, man, they make it's sad. Like, why make that excuse of saying that you can't do it anymore? Like, it genuinely disappoints me because I believe that anybody has the opportunity to make great music. What they don't understand is the limitation is themselves. Like the good music does not come from the best software. It comes from you. And I think that that's what is missing in Christian music as well, is like people being 100% authentic with the process.
Wake me from the constant nightmare. Wake me from the
Oh yeah. So you can hear that plug-in chain that I built that I use for vocal tracking. Yeah. That's the trick, is build yourself like a custom template so then when you're ready to track, you have an idea. You have like a way to actually see exactly what you're doing. Because if you don't, you're going to spend a lot of time. You'll spend like way more time than you need to.
wake me from the constant nightmare. I've been so scared. Empty vessel, weight of my sin crushes my soul. Must be born again. Born again. When I'm alone, so alone, I need a friend. A friend, I need Jesus. I need Jesus again and again.
Oh, that's not part of the song, dude. That's what I don't like about TikTok, is like when people don't engage with it enough, it's like, ooh, your TikTok live has no engagement. You must use this. You must go through this reCAPTCHA to prove that you're a human frickin' being. It's insane, bro. That's right. Well, he wasn't just a Christian soldier. He was Christ. He was God. He still is God. He is part of the Godhead. And he is the fulfillment of the law, the word, my salvation. He is the truth. He is love. Uh, all followers were Christian soldiers. First response was to cut off the ear of the guard. No, that was Peter. And then Jesus had to be like, Peter, chill, and gave it. It basically put his ear back on his head. What? Like, we gotta think about that.
Must be born again.
Like, I think about this too. We don't have to fight every battle. Every battle. No, Jesus didn't get arrested for turning over the money changers table. Bro, no. No, that did not happen.
Must be born again. Born again.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I said that. I said Jesus Christ is my salvation.
Must be born again. Born again. When I'm around.
Ooh. I think with this too, I want to add. What is it? Chorus. I really like what this chorus does. Which I don't know if I should add it to the lead vocal. I think the lead vocal sounds good as it is, but I might add it to the other vocals for sure.
Constant nightmare.
Just give it some.
I've been so scared.
No, actually, he didn't have Christian soldiers with him when he took the cross. He wasn't taken to the cross, he took the cross. He took the cross. Like, he carried the cross. We have to think about the weight of that. Jesus carried the cross. What are you talking about? Jesus carried the wooden cross. They put him up on the cross, nailed him to it, beat him so badly you couldn't even tell who he was. And his blood sacrifice had to be made to fulfill the law. But if you actually read that part of scripture, what's so wild is, if I'm not mistaken, it was Mary and John All the other disciples left. The book was written to keep you. Okay. So, first of all, if you're saying the book was written to keep you subservient, let me ask you a question. What's John 1:1? Because I think I want to read this out loud to you. Because what's that? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him was not anything made that was made. Who wrote the book? That's so insane. So who wrote that book of the Bible? John. That's why it's called John 1. If you're talking about the entire book, it's actually a collection of multiple eyewitness accounts and letters. There's only like one or two books of the Bible that nobody knows the author, and I know one of them's Hebrews. I didn't say that everyone has the Messiah. Bro, you're just saying a whole bunch of random things and then just saying. Yeah, you're just saying a whole bunch of random things. That blows my mind. And I'm not okay, so do you believe if you're saying let me ask you. Do you think that Jesus is just a prophet? No, I'm asking you. Yeah, Yahweh, the Father. But what's Yeshua stand for? What's Yeshua stand for? The Holy Spirit equals the truth in you. You testify against yourself in heaven. Right, but what's Yeshua stand for? Okay? No, Jesus was not another book. He is the Word of God. I do talk to chat. I have two chats. I have one on TikTok, one on YouTube. God's name was never spoken by man. But what was Yeshua? Who was Yeshua? Yeshua means my salvation. That's the whole point of the book. It's because nobody could ever live up to Yahweh's standard. That's why we needed Yeshua. Yeah, and the fact is, at the end of the day, every knee will bow, every tongue will confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. Oh, if you think your works are going to save you, God bless you, man. You're gonna find out one way or another, but that's not the truth. It's not, because if you think that your works will save you, you're wrong. Not of works, but of grace, so that no man will boast. And you claim to know a lot about God, but you don't read his word. I encourage you to do so. I think that was one of the greatest things I've done with my life, was read the word. Now, I understand, too, like, there's certain Bibles that man has edited, sadly, that are just bad translations, like the Passion Translation. But I would say there's a lot of really good ones. Like, I personally like the ESV or the New King James Version. I'm too young. I mean, thank you for calling me young. I appreciate you. Mm. So, how true is that statement? I don't know. I don't need luck. I need Jesus Christ, and so do you. And that's the truth, man. Some people do not like hearing that. And I think it's a good thing. I have no idea. Who is this? Bro. Yeah, this I'm not gonna lie, like I did not expect that. I mean, I think some people genuinely think, and I'm glad that I'm able to have these conversations with people, and thank you for whoever gifted on the TikTok. God bless you. But yeah, I think some people believe that their works will save them. And what I'll tell you is ideally you should do good works, but that's not what saves you. I believe good works comes from your obedience to Christ. And that obedience comes from trusting him. Because I'm not going to say, like, there's going to be a day in heaven where I realize, like, there's going to be a day where I'm going to have to meet the Lord. And I'm going to have to realize that was all I needed, was Jesus. And people treat him like he's just a book when there's multiple eyewitness accounts. And there's, it's crazy. Like Pontius Pilate was a real person, and there's only like 3 documents written about Pontius Pilate. But many, many, many documents written about Jesus Christ. Interesting.
Wake me from the constant nightmare. Wake me from the constant nightmare. I've been so scared. Empty vessel, weight of my sin crushes my soul. Must be born again. Born again. I need a friend. I need a friend. I need Jesus. I need Jesus again and again, 'cause I'm alone. Wake me from the constant nightmare.
Oof.
Wake me from the constant nightmares. I've been so scared. Empty vessel, weight of my sin crushes my soul. Must be born again. Born again.
So, one of the tricks that I've been doing with this, right? Maybe I should at least show, because I know there's a way to actually show the mixer window. I forgot how to do it in the new version. What was it? Okay. So what I'm doing, since I have the mixer window pulled up right now, is I usually don't use this tab. I usually work in the arrangement view even when I'm working on it because you can see the plugins. But I'm actually not showing you guys enough of my screen. I apologize.
Wake me from the constant nightmare.
But as you can see,
Wake me from the
I'm doing a lot of grouping. So you have your overall vocal bus. You got everything feeding into one. You got the one vocal, and there's like a ton of plugins on the one vocal. Like even if I isolate it, let me show you how much of a difference it is. It's probably gonna sound horrible, bro. I'm gonna turn off all my plugins. And you're gonna be like,
wake me from the constant nightmare. Wake me from the constant nightmare.
it's like night and day. It truly is. Also, if you guys haven't downloaded this free plugin, oh, dude, this one's so good. Insanely good. You gotta look up Polarity MD by, gosh, who is it? It's by Polarity. And it's multi-band OTT plus a clipper. Oh, dude, this thing is sick. It's one of those plugins that really, really sounds good. It just really, really sounds good. And it's one of those good on the master type of plugins. You just have to really know what you want to do with it. I tried it on the vocal, and honestly, I like how it just like even isolates, right? I'm gonna turn it off. Like it sounds good, the vocal, but I put it on there. It's real subtle, just right up front.
I've been so scared. Empty vessel, weight of my sin crushes my soul. Must be born again. Born again.
think it just made it a little bit more. Oh, dude, I did not realize that if retro vertical RC, dude, I have no idea. It just you said a whole bunch of things and I didn't even read it. That's insane. It just was people were saying a whole bunch of random crap on here and I'm like, do I auto mod? I don't know. I don't think I should. I think I'll let people just be. Ah.
Wake me from the constant nightmare. Wake me from the constant nightmare.
Ooh. So this one for sure also needs per queue. So with your dubs, the reason why I do this, like if you're doubling the vocal with the lead vocal, right?
Wake me from the
Part of it's to kind of give you a little bit extra width in the mix. And that phase difference in the multiple takes of you doing it the same exact way allows you to basically make a more powerful and louder vocal, but then spread it across the stereo spectrum without losing the mono compatibility. So,
wake me from the constant nightmare. Wake me from the constant nightmare.
now what I'm doing here is so that the background vocals don't step too far onto the lead vocals. I'm taking out the low end and I'm taking out some of the high end presence where the vocal would sit. And I noticed there was a lot of low mid information too. And I felt like once I pulled out a little bit of it, it like made that lead vocal pop through again.
Constant nightmare. I've been so scared. Empty vessel, weight of my sin crushes my soul.
So I like a little bit of that grit that I'm doing on there, but I think low key I want to put on, I'm going to try the tube culture one. And I'm going to push that into the background vocals and see like how it sounds cuz I like it.
Constant nightmare. I've been so scared. Empty vessel, weight of my sin
Just a little bit.
crushes my soul. Must be born again. Born again.
That's nice. That's nice. So, I've actually never really used this one too much because I didn't always like the sound of it. But I'm not gonna lie, I think now that I've kind of tweaked it, yeah, the sound of it is pretty good. It's just about knowing like where does it fit, because sometimes it's not gonna fit on every project. I don't think it'll.
Wake me from the constant nightmare. Wake me from the constant nightmare. I've been so scared. Empty vessel, weight of my sin
Oh, what?
crushes my soul.
Hold on.
Must be born again. Born again. But I'm alone. Wake me from the constant nightmare. Wake me from the constant nightmares. I've been so scared.
Okay, so I also think it needs...
Empty vessel, weight of my sin crushes my soul. Must be born again. Born again. But I'm alone.
Yeah, it just adds a little width to it. Like, sometimes you don't need to do a ton of panning. Just a little bit, and then add some widening plugins. So plugins like chorus, phaser, time-based effects can actually change that phase relationship just a little bit, which is like really important with this stuff. It's like real subtle things.
Wake me from the constant nightmare. Wake me from the constant nightmare. I've been so scared. Empty vessel.
Okay, I definitely want... I like how the Fairchild sounds, and I think that what I want to do for this too is a lot of times with my vocal bus, I'll tend to do some sort of vibe. So, like, for example, this Ampex master tape is really good to add some vibe. Like, because some people, when they glue things together, right, they assume glue means compression. And glue doesn't always mean compression. Sometimes glue can be distortion, like saturation. It can be tape saturation. So it could be anything that basically combines the signal and makes it sound like one cohesive thing. And that's kind of the goal that I'm going for with the lead vocal on, especially this track, is I want some like grittiness. I want some weight. I want some connectiveness as well. Like it sounding like one idea.
Wake me from the constant nightmare.
Ooh.
Wake me from the constant nightmare.
And I think the tough thing with stuff like glue is it's the game of subtlety. So like this, I don't want this is spreading to every vocal, right? So I don't want it to be very, very heavy-handed. I want it to be like it makes the vocal sit a different way.
Wake me from the constant nightmare. Wake me from the constant nightmare. I've been so scared. Empty vessel. Wait a minute.
Why do I keep picking the wrong Fairchild? I want the 670. Yeah. There we go, that too. Actually, you know what? Let me bring it down a little bit. Just so, yeah. Y'all can see it a little better.
Empty must be born again, born again, but I'm alone. Empty vessel, weight of my sin crushes my soul. Must be born again, born again, but I'm alone. So alone, so alone.
Who's the first one? I hear it. I hear one of them is like.
So alone. So alone. So alone. So alone.
Maybe it's a little too much distortion, especially there.
So alone.
Yeah. Just like real subtle.
I need a friend. I need a friend.
Now I kind of want to take the same exact vibe for all the high vocals too, but maybe change up like a couple things about the EQ. Because the goal with the way that I'm mixing this, right, is I want the lead to be the thing that sits right up front. I want the things in the background to kind of fill the space, but not take up too much of like the frequency aspect of it. So on the highs, I'm probably going to just roll off straight to 400. Like.
So alone. I need a friend. I need a friend. I need Jesus. I need Jesus again and again, 'cause I'm alone.
There you go.
So alone.
That's definitely getting closer.
I need a friend. I need a friend.
So I think where I'm sitting right now is probably getting to the point of brain dead or like ear fatigue. So I'm probably gonna hop off here in a second. But I think I got a little bit further. Spread the gospel. I want to thank everybody who hopped in and got a chance to like hear what I'm working on. Maybe I should do this more. If you guys like this, leave a comment, like this, share this with a friend. Because I think there needs to be more exposure to unique projects, right? And I think I want to play it from the top just to see where I'm going. Because I like where this one's going for sure.
me from the constant nightmare. Wake me from the constant nightmare. Wake me from the constant nightmare. I've been so scared. Empty vessel, weight of my sin crushes my soul. Must be born again. Born again. But I'm alone. So alone. I need a friend. I need a friend. I need Jesus. I need Jesus. Again and again. 'Cause I'm alone.
Bro, I've never messed with that chorus before. I didn't know that there was an advanced tab on this thing, bro. I thought this thing was 3 buttons in like mono stereo mode. Like, this is a really good sound. It's supposed to be based off of gosh, because I know the other one I have is based off the Roland Juno, and then this one, it's based off a real analog unit. So, like, a lot of the stuff I use, I do try to use stuff that's more based on vintage units. So, like, Fairchild 670, I use, like, the LA2A a lot. Bro, I did not realize this black box HG2. This is a real hardware unit. Oh my gosh. I was like, this is the most freaking insane. If I could only imagine how hot that thing gets in your studio, because those are real tubes. Like the real unit, those use real tubes. So if you had one of those in a rack, it's like I think 4U to 6U rack you'd have to put in, plus the power supply. Oh my goodness, dude, your electric bill would be through the freaking roof, but it would sound so good. Like, it'd be so worth it. Because I didn't know that this was actually based off a real hardware unit. But yeah, I think that this one is pretty close, and I think once I tweak it a little bit more, this will be the sound of what I want to push for in more of the project. I think, every song's going to be a little different, but definitely this one. This is a very unique song, and I think it's such a good opener to the album because I love this right here. I honestly think I want to add just a little bit more I've always been thinking that. Like, let me just add a little bit more compression. Just a little bit more compression. And I think it'll sound better. And I think we all kind of get to that point. You have to be careful. You can overdo compression so easy. But
take me from the constant nightmare.
Can you lose yourself in tinkering with a track too much, or is that standard part of the process generally? The answer is yeah, absolutely. Normally, I like putting a timer on. Um, but I think I know what processes I've wanted. Now this plugin right here, dude, this is very experimental plugin. It's like granular synthesis type stuff. So getting lost, there's like a point when you're making a song, sound design is when you can get lost in the weeds a little bit and have some fun and just do really extreme things, which that's kind of what that plugin was. Is I was like, all right, cool, I'm going to do some like sound design type stuff. But the other stuff I do, I kind of have a general idea of what tools I want to use and why I want to use them, because part of it is the sound of the tool. So, like a Fairchild 670 is a great example of that's one of those tools where I know the sound of the tool and I like the sound of the tool. Or like the LA2A, I know the sound of the tool, I like the sound of the tool. So the trick is when you're starting out is kind of learning that. Because, okay, you know, an LA2A is a compressor, but it's a specific type of compressor. It's an optical compressor. So, one, these analog emulator units have a sound to them. So even before you like put any compression on, they have like a certain character to it. But then secondly, the way it operates actually changes the way things sound. So like LA2A, it's great for like singing vocals or like adding weight to vocals. It doesn't attack it super hard. So it's like understanding two aspects. Um, if you are constantly stuck in the weeds with it, yes, like take a step back. If you're just trying to mix a record, sometimes it's just being like, okay, I know what compression does, or learning about what compression does and starting from there. And then same thing with like EQ. A lot of times with EQ, I don't tend to, there's only like, if I use a color EQ, something that like just has a tone and then you add to it, it's typically not this. Dialing in with I'm usually dialing in with Pro Q to like really do editing, and I don't do a whole bunch of like crazy sweeps and stuff like that on my vocals. I tend to do wide kind of cuts, subtle stuff, subtle boosts. I really don't try to make it more than 3 dB. And there's stuff that I typically know, like problem areas with it's like learning your microphone, the way that you do things, your voice, and then adding certain tools to get the tone that you want. Now, on this record, I experimented with this EQ because normally, actually, I did two in a row. So I did this Alicia EQ, which the Alicia stuff's analog, and it sounds really good. And I kind of tweaked it a little bit. And then I usually use this Pultec. So the getting lost in the weeds thing, it's if you're learning, great. Like I think it's okay to get a little lost in the weeds, but if you feel like it's destroying your tracks, then yeah, like stop, because you can overdo it super easy. It's very easy to. But I've been doing this stuff for like over 15 years. So I have a pretty good idea of what certain tools do and what they are. Also, for those who are new to my channel, I'm a former Sweetwater sales engineer. So I've gotten hands-on with some of these products. I've been able to like actually use the real hardware units, or I've been in studios with the real hardware units. So I have a pretty good idea of the history, which if you guys ever want to know what something does, look at the history of some of these products, because some of these tools, they're really simple, but they're really effective. They just sound good. They've been used on millions of records. So we're talking like a Pultec. Pultec's a very common one. The LA2A. Um, Actually, I think the L3 multiband, because that's another trick. That's when you start getting deep into vocals. When I started realizing doing multiband on vocals is such a powerful tool, and I usually do it after. I usually do the multiband stuff like way after, at the very end. Bro, if Chris is in here, say what's up. I think I see you on the TikTok, bro. God bless you. I might as well play. If you're in here, bro, I'm gonna play the record one more time because this is a something I was working on. But yeah. So yeah, sorry for the long-winded answer to it, but the answer is you can lose yourself totally when you're starting out. Oh, that sounds different than the way I did it the first time. Kind of like it though.
Wake me from the constant nightmare. Wake me from the constant nightmare. Wake me from the constant nightmare. I've been so scared. Empty vessel, weight of my sin crushes my soul. Must be born again. Born again. When I'm alone, so alone. I need a friend. I need a friend. I need Jesus. I need Jesus. Again and again, 'cause I'm alone.
Mm. You know what the worst part about this is? I'm probably gonna wake up tomorrow and I'm gonna play it and I'm gonna be like, I hate this. I think that's the reality that all musicians and engineers face is like the trick is to try and get as far as you can, probably within like 45 minutes to an hour. I spent like almost 2 hours tonight, but it was because I paused for a second and questioned someone's theology, but like yeah. I think I think this sounds better to me, but I also have a pair of speakers now, so I can really, really sit down and like parse it out later. And what I would say is a pair of speakers can help. But really it's the same thing with headphones. Like you got to learn how they sound. What I will say is ever since I jumped to speakers even in a crappy space like how small my apartment is, I have like 5-inch speakers and they're more than enough bass, more than enough sound. Um it's helped a lot. I just think the main thing I've learned is like just listen back and forth. Like that's the goal. is you want headphones and speakers, not because, oh, speakers are better. It's actually just so you can have the back and forth. You have multiple sources. You have a way to know how it translates. So when you listen to it on your headphones, you're like, ooh, it sounds good. Listen to it on speakers, ooh, it sounds good. Okay, I go play it out in my car or go download a rough mix and I go put it on my Bluetooth headphones or just play it back on my phone. Ooh, it sounds good. Great. It's ready to go. So I pray that you guys took away some wisdom, learned a couple things. I know I didn't show as much of like the full screen because I know I was doing production style stuff and I was trying to make it so you mostly see whatever I'm doing right here. It just looks better. Um, but yeah, it's about 3 a.m. where I'm at. I'm gonna tap the goodnight button, close this out. So God bless you. Thank you all so much for hopping in. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel, like, share this with a friend, and let somebody know that Jesus loves them, all right? God bless you.